Hi, my name is Liu Shuang. I'm from China. I'm a student of CCM. I will present my digital story for media research. My topic is to evaluate the interactivity of social media on the audience. Now I will talk about my digital story. Nowadays, people almost use social media every day, such as Facebook, particularly for students, including me. Facebook, 人人, WeChat, QQ, 优酷, YouTube, Twitter, 微博 are very popular over the world. People share feelings and experiences by social media, and social media can generate some social activity among people. For example, after my first book publishing in 2012, my readers communicated with me by QQ. They also connect with me by WeChat. I organize some activities with my readers and fans through WeChat and QQ, and one of my fans established a kind of fans virtual community for me. We enjoy our chatting and interaction by social media. It's convenient. It can be seen that the responses from the audiences on social media can be interviewed. Therefore, I choose interviewing as the research method. Interview as a method is widely used in media research, and it can help us to explore the audience's perception, attitudes, and ideas. First, I compare the research method of individual interview with focus group and choose a suitable method to explore the topic. From the audience research, individual interview and focus group both have strengths and limitation. Comparing the two methods, focus group is better than individual interview. First, the data from focus group is more dependable than individual interview because group discussion can shape the common attitudes about social media. Second, the construction of interviewing among focus group is more flexible than individual interview because the interviewees among focus group can generate new topics which refer to the research. Creative questions can inspire the interviews and enrich the data. Finally, the interpretation for focus group is easier than the individual interview because the data from focus group is more general. During the 1980s, focus group was adopted by academic researchers as an audience research tool. For example, the research intends to examine the questions about how social media improve the interactivity in audiences' perception. The audiences will give different opinions, but the most efficient way can be shown in people's common idea. I interview 3 groups with the same questions, and each group has 5 people. Then, according to the discussion of 3 groups, I will generalize the 3 groups' ideas about the topic. Focus group has much diversity and potential in some creative ways of construction. After the procedure of collecting data, I will focus on the analysis method for qualitative research about the interactivity of social media on the audience. The data collected from the interview will be analyzed by discourse analysis. Now I will talk about full-court discourse analysis. As a form of discourse analysis, full-court discourse analysis focuses on power relationships in society as expressed through language. It also focuses on the meaning of the discourse and analysis. This method intends to analyze how the social world, controlled by different kinds of power, expresses by language. Therefore, this method is related to social constructivism. as the researcher intends to understand how our society is being constructed by language, which in turn reflects various power relationships. In a conclusion, Foucault discourse analysis attempts to understand how individuals view the world, the relationship between personal and institutional, ideology and politics. In information society, social media shape different kinds of identity in audiences. For audience research, it covers three elements: test, audience, and identity. Social media is also a kind of test. It has different kinds of audiences with different standards of classification, such as age, gender, and class. Similarly, the identity of audience also shapes in different age, gender, and class, because different audience has different age, gender, and class, and they have different cultural identity. Therefore, the identity of audience divided into age, gender, and class. Identity provides us a conception of who we are and of how we relate to others and to the world in which we live. Identity shapes the ways in which we are different from others. Social media, as a cultural process, establish individual and collective identities, and symbolic systems provide possible answers to the question, who am I? What could I be? Who do I want to be? Social media has a symbolic value to audience. The use of language, spelling, speaking, and their actual way of interacting in conversations, and the use of additional communicative elements and their personal settings also shows things about the identity of audience. In addition, audience identity has turned into content producers. Audiences and users of the social media are increasingly active, selective, self-directed producers as well as receivers of content. Online audiences as users, producers, and consumers of the media interact with each other. Different identity of audience produces different content and interacts with social media. The interactivity to manage and develop social media is strongly facilitated by audience identity. Media, audience, and identity show how the media are used in the shaping of individual identity. For social media, different audiences have different activities on public platforms such as Wikipedia and YouTube. Young people would share different contents on it and differ from old people. Females have different interests in special parts of social media from males, and the upper class of audience often brings the middle class of audience to various social hot issues or social activities. Social media develop different forms and applications. For example, Twitter encouraged them to shape the different social media itself through the identity of audiences. Different age, gender, and class of audiences have different response to social media, and response efficiency is different. The applying of different identity of audience will construct and guidance the development of social media and enhance the interactivity, such as the interactive design of social applications.